My guys, this is another installment of the Heat Zone. Coming in, man. We got a couple good topics to get in on y'all this time. We waited a little bit so we can gather some more for y'all, but we got our thoughts of the Super Bowl. I know y'all seen our predictions. We posted those, so you know how that went. But in general, this game, it was a good game.
It was a good game for any football fan
Yes.
that chose to sit and watch it.
Yes.
That's my opinion. The Chiefs squeaked it out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? 3 points.
Easy to me. Like I said in my predictions, I thought that first half was going to be crazy tight, and it was.
Yeah, that's what I said too. It was going to be a back and forth game,
and it really was. I thought the point total would be up a little higher, but for the points we seen, it was good. It was really good.
I figured that the defenses would figure out the offenses faster than the offense would figure out how to get past the defense with Steve Spagnuolo and stuff
and
like
he
that.
had a fucking night. Boy.
Yeah, he definitely called a hell of a game. You know what I mean? So that was
to me that was the real.
It was a great game.
Yeah, it was a really good game. I think if we skip right to the real drama of the scenario, I mean Purdy, okay day. Mahomes, okay day, but he even had an interception. So you know what I'm saying, you gotta give
that.
Purdy the props that he at least kept himself clean, nothing too crazy on his end. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying. So on that side, and like I said, receiver wise, everybody kind of ended up doing what I thought they would do. Travis Kelce ended up coming, showing up. He didn't get over 100 yards, but the pivotal plays that he put in, second half was really good.
Looking at this now, no receiver went over 100.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody really did too much. Even when you go to receivers for San Francisco, McCaffrey was the hottest. You know what I'm saying? And he had 160. I guess you go both ways. You feel me? And he had a touchdown on one side. Yeah. So I mean, you look and you go, this was a back and forth teeter totter. Nobody did too much. But truly, if you get to the crucial part, was this this new playoff rule.
Exactly.
And then what they decided to do, bro.
Yeah, that overtime.
Now I want your opinion on this because I'm not gonna say that the opposite version of what they're saying is not the right way to go. Where you get the ball and you go, if you win the coin toss, you choose not to. You give them the ball and you basically go last because of this new format, meaning each team get a chance to score. I'm not necessarily saying that I think that's the only way this can go. You feel me? I think that it can go that the way that they ended up choosing, you could go that route if you think your defense is strong enough like that. Yeah. Do I think that they should have chose that? No, I think they should have flipped it. Yeah. But I think as in the rule, I think that I could see a team going the opposite way.
I mean, I could see you going the opposite way just to see what you got to match. You know what I'm saying? Like what energy you got to match as far as scoring a field goal or a touchdown or whatever the case may be. But I think they should have kept it that whoever scores the touchdown first wins.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? So that way, whoever gets the ball first, if their offense is not held to a 3 and out or kicking a field goal, if they get the opportunity to win a game right there, that's what it's about. We already in an extra quarter anyway.
I agree on that. Because to me, I do agree that I do agree that the ending on just the field goal, neither team, only one team getting to get to kick a field goal and then they go. I do agree on that part. Yeah, because
it should be a touchdown.
It should be a touchdown.
Your offense should have to score a touchdown, and your defense should have to stop a touchdown. Yeah. If they do it, then your offense gets the ball, and the vice versa rules go for y'all. So, I mean, I feel like it gave Kansas City definitely an extra chance to put together an offensive drive, which helps them win the game.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I mean, that's under the rules that everybody signed on for, I guess, before the game started.
I agree. To me, I think there's no other way around changing that factor. That's the rule. That's the rule. Yeah. So I think that your final play would be to know what you'd have to get to win, especially since they can score a touchdown and you can score a touchdown and it still can go another round again. So
have you seen the video, not to bring any conspiracy things into it, have you seen the video where supposedly the clock was changed?
I did see that.
And do you think that's that's
I watched
internet
the
trickery, or do you think that that's?
If I didn't only see that one person, then I would say that. I seen multiple people that said it.
Because I was watching the game, but I can't say that in that time frame I was watching
that
the clock or whatever.
Exactly, and that's what I tried to go back to when they rewinded. I tried to remember that moment and remember if I was watching strong enough to like remember that part, and I wasn't catching up, and so they could have got me by immediately saying it after that point and kind of not really seeing the little step before and missing that little piece. But I seen it multiple times, and so I haven't seen it. Like, the reason why I'm still sketchy on it is because other than that, that's the only place I've seen it. I felt like.
That's why I said
I
don't
like
know
Stephen A. Somebody
would have broke into it or something right now. But I mean, media works for
they work for the bigger picture too.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah, I agree. So I kind of it
just was interesting to me to see, because I'm like, oh, I wasn't paying attention that close to even be noticing if that did or didn't happen, and now for somebody to bring this up and have it on video, multiple people, like you said, it's like
I seen I said, I didn't just see that one clip. I seen another clip that pointed out that same thing. So that's what made me go, whoa. I just didn't tape it. I didn't do none of that, so I can't.
I don't have no direct playback right now for me to just go back and look at it. So the only evidence I have of it is that.
It's exactly the same. I mean, to me, the only other person who should get a highlight is Chris Jones. Like he single-handedly towards that in that overtime made a couple things go the way they needed it to go.
Definitely.
For them to get out of there.
Pacheco had a couple hard first down. He didn't put up a lot of big numbers, but
no,
in the later parts of the game, he put up a couple first downs that really helped him sustain some drives.
Yeah, to me, very key right when it needed to be. Like I said, neither offense really
overly did anything.
To me, I think San Francisco had a cleaner game.
Yeah, they did.
So you would have assumed that it would have went their way a little bit more, and it actually did pretty much the whole thing. It's just Mahomes put through a couple magic drives towards the end of the game that made it a little bit closer, which in turn got.
There was a couple missed calls also.
Yeah, to me as well too. That I think football the favor a little bit their way as well too.
That's swung the momentum of the game.
As they always say, the NFL script. Sometimes I see little things that make, other than just what you was talking about the conspiracy that they have out there. Those are some of the things that make me still think about the NFL script, they say, that exists out here in this.
I mean, it's entertainment at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, you got to keep it going. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think that would, to me, I think that drive definitely showed, the new rule. It showed that also even that the other team, that the 49ers weren't as prepared.
No,
because
even I say like the special teams, you know what I mean? The special teams didn't really put them in good field position too many times. They more was like not lackadaisical, I want to say, but they didn't figure out how to move the ball ahead so that Purdy and them didn't have such a hard and long field to deal with. So
that didn't happen.
That was a hard,
especially in the second half. They just couldn't put it together strong, and when they did, it wasn't as much. And then the overtime, just to me, the pressure would have been to score a touchdown.
It definitely.
And they definitely had a couple little moments in there that had possibilities to me in that little drive in there that caused them their own mistakes.
Yeah.
So. They had a chance. They
definitely had a chance.
But like you said earlier, it was a good game.
And the injury to his name's slipping my mind right now. The linebacker for San Fran. That was a big momentum changer too for them.
Yes, it definitely was. And he didn't even get out there to do his thing, but that was truly definitely a crazy momentum changer, man. So, hey, we can't wait we'll keep you guys, going when the draft comes around and see how everything is looking. But, me, the big Bears fan, I'm definitely going to keep you guys posted on that.
Me as a Giants fan, we will be talking about the draft.
Yeah, so we're going to bring you around the draft.
At the New York Giants, we need to make something happen.
You feel me? The Bears, y'all need to figure this out. I mean, I'm really a Justin Fields fan. But hey, I know, let's figure it out.
I
Let's
did
get it
see
together.
some news about him. Did they?
Yeah, they said that Justin Fields, he minused every all the Bears things on his Instagram, and he followed all of the Falcons. And the Falcons is a team that can pick them up. It is a team. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I know the Bears. To me, I wouldn't mind. I don't mind them trading because we can get a better haul in and pick up some more, because we need more things than just a quarterback. You know what I mean? So. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely see it. If we could trade down or make some maneuvers to do something, or at least trade him and get some picks in or something like that, I'd be with it, because we definitely need a lot. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll definitely keep you guys up. The next big thing is a little bit of all-season free agent stuff that's going to be happening, but most likely, most of everything is going to be going right close to the draft. I can see it very tight this year, being that. Next, man, we had the All-Star game, man. I mean, bro, I got to watch pretty much all of the All-Star weekend, and I don't know if you got to go dive in, but the All-Star game was just nothing but points, bro. Nothing but scoring, bro. Like it was no defense. Like, when we grew up, or at least I know we got to watch some competitive All-Star games. Kobe years, the Jordan years, the Magic years. Like, this was definitely a bit of an embarrassment for the All-Star game of the NBA. It was like almost 400 points, bro.
Wow.
Almost 400.
Yeah, because I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Almost 400 points. Dame Lillard took the MVP.
Okay.
He had 38.
Okay.
It was just scoring the whole way.
It was just one big highlight reel.
Yeah, just one big highlight reel.
Wow.
It was
Was it enjoyable to watch, or did it get to the point where it was just like, I'm just...
You know why? There was a few, couple good dunks and alley-oops and stuff. So, there was things to watch. It's your favorite players, big stars, everyone out there on the court.
Yeah.
But no, it was not competitive enough besides that last little bit, because you just want to see which side's going to win. But it wasn't as far as in what you want to see with basketball. They could have just played 25. Like, I'll say it like this: in any All-Star game I've seen that I would say that was competitive, the players were only playing like good, about 50% good defense, and then right when it got down to a couple, like the tight possessions,
they represent the confidence.
They went to a 75 or 100 by one person just to make them save a play and this and that, but 50% on defense. You seen no defense out here this whole thing, nothing. So it was very like.
So nobody wanted to get crossed or
not like a few things happened, but yes, exactly that. Nobody wanted to get done up. Nobody was wanting to get done up. So
nobody wanted to be a highlight reel.
That was horrible. But to me, the biggest highlight of the weekend was Steph against Sabrina.
Oh yeah, the
3-point. It lived up to it. She had 26. Steph ended up with 28, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
She had 26 in the men's 3-point. Dame won it with 26.
Wow.
So she could have damn near took the, you know what I'm saying? And that was the high. Nobody got above 26, and even in the other earlier rounds.
Okay.
So she could have competed with the, and she shot NBA 3-point line. And she pushed it. She made Curry. Curry went last. If Curry would have went first, she messed around and would have got him.
Yeah,
but,
if he would have been,
but it was a vote. It was a vote on. It was a vote on who went first, and the vote went that Curry went last. I mean, that she went first.
Okay.
So, it was kind of a part of the competition part as well too.
Yeah, because they put on like an LCD court or something.
Yeah, it was, bro. The court thing was really cool.
Yeah.
Now that I'm not gonna lie, the court was out of the most highlight of the whole thing.
Okay.
The court was interesting, and I think if they could figure out if the feeling is good for the players, for an experience for the fan, I think
they should add it.
I think it should be added. I think that should be something that should be looked into after a while.
You think just playoff or regular season and playoff?
You know what I would say? I
would say just finals.
That's what I was about to say. I would say finals. I'd say the in-season tournament thing, the way they was doing it. I'd say like the in-season tournament final.
Okay.
Do it for that.
Okay.
And then do it for the All-Star game again, I guess, or something like that. But maybe like, I wouldn't even mind them saying maybe like 1-2 games in the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like the first game, maybe first, third, and seventh if it goes, like something like that. So it's like it's a special thing for those pivotal games. You know what I'm saying? Or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
it would be
a fan something to even look
to get and look. Because they could do a
and
little
the
bit.
players.
Yeah, there was a lot of things they were able to do with the floor, the tracking, and you could, things like that. That to me, a fan being a little bit higher up, the fact that you can get a little bit, maybe when you see a drive, you can see a drive happen and see the streak of the movement of the drive a little bit
it
more.
It might help people understand the game more too. Like, okay, I see what they did there, and I did. You know, because some people, they just watching, they just seeing the ball go past.
Yes, to me,
they don't understand the method.
I think it could be a definite additive to it, and that was out of the whole weekend, that was the best thing that I seen. Like I said, the best event was Steph against Sabrina. And then the dunk contest was a dud. You know, it was a mediocre. The dude who won, he won last year. He was from the G League. Jaylen Brown was like one of their only real big NBA players to kind of be in.
Okay.
And he's known as a decent game dunker, like put some power dunks in, but not he's not like a, you know, alley between the legs, trickery type of cat. So I mean, it would have been interesting to see some more cats that you see to do those kind of in-game dunks be in this tournament. This is what the NBA needs to figure out. One, how to hype the All-Star game up. Everyone says that the All-Star game is to just give them some more money that they'll go. But I'm like Adam Silver. They give these dudes money for every goddamn thing. So the end season, they're like, they got enough money. Like it should be something that has something they can figure out that can make it a little bit more competitive. I don't know what it could be. I liked, because now, I'll say this now more than ever, I like the US versus the Europe. The reason why I like it is because the competitiveness about culture can come in and will create that level of playing a little more defense.
The same way it happens even like in boxing and soccer and stuff
if Europe blows us out 2 years in a row, that third year, the players is going to start playing some defense because it's going to get talked about.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And then vice versa. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So I do think that part of the format is needed, maybe. Other than that, giving them more money, I don't think it's going to do it. Maybe it will. If it's so big, to me, they talk about $1 million per player. Maybe I think that'll be something that'll do it. But we talk about, I think each side is like 12 players. So that's 12. I mean, it's not like this is that much money. NBA got millions of dollars. So it's not like, they're not losing any money by doing this.
It's an extra 24.
So if you say that, then I think, players will get up off their feet. For every player, they'll definitely put their all in, because that's an extra $1 million they weren't winning. They can get that, mid-season. They can get that to these families been asking for money. It's all kinds of things they can break $1 million down for after they tax for their city or whatever the fuck. So, I mean, I think that the possibilities is endless to do it, but they need to find something else. It's got to be something else.
Yeah.
And then also the dunk contest. They got to find a way to get...
You have to put defense incentives in, I think.
Something like that.
A certain amount of blocks, a certain amount. It can't just be all offensive incentives.
Exactly. To me, that would be great. If you get 3 blocks in the joint, you get a bonus of this. Or something like that, especially for players that are getting put on.
Put bonus incentives in up to $1 million for everybody.
Exactly. Something like that gets you, something that makes it worth the while. I can see that definitely. The dunk contest has to be improved. Figuring out how to get players to want to be involved.
I think they said the issue with that is that exactly what you just said. Like, a lot of players don't want to, be involved in the dunk contest for whatever reason. I don't know if it's financial, if it's...
From what I know, I don't think they get a lot of money either. So I do think that's something. I think that's something they could raise it up for. Because it is a bit of a thing. And I think maybe the formatting maybe too. To me, 3 chances at a dunk, like the old school way, was also a good way. I think something like that maybe too. Switching up, but find a way. Even if it's coming to the best dunkers, like say we have a top 10 dunk thing on the NBA thing, during the mid-season. If it's 6 players on that list, you come to them and say, hey, we'll give you all $1 million if you just be in the competition. Yeah. Like, to me, that makes it worth that each of them, even if the embarrassment of not winning, they're all getting $1 million. You feels me? And then the winner maybe get 1.5 or some shit like that. To me, I mean, that makes it, a lot of more stars and a lot of more even young stars who are good dunkers would even try.
Join the game,
would even try. Because of these rookie contracts, they get money, but they're not getting as much as LeBron's getting in his 20 years. So, even though he's a number 1 draft pick, he getting an extra $1 million that year, in the year for him, it's gonna help.
Getting an extra $1 million will help anybody a year.
Exactly. No matter who, it don't matter who it is. So, on that, the other competitions were decent. So overall All-Star weekend, I thought was
Did they do the rookie versus sophomore?
Yeah, they did a like Rising Stars or something. It's basically like that, a rookie versus sophomore, the rookies versus Rising Stars or something like that. Okay. But that game was even a lot better. That game was even more
competitive.
Yeah, more competitive.
I would see it being
the celebrity game was even more competitive. Like the whole other parts of the weekend was good. it being in Indianapolis, I think was probably, if anything was a bummer, that would be the bummer. I'm an Indiana, person, so I love that they brought it there. It helps the city, it helps small cities and small states, smaller states get, a little bit more.
I think it's in New Orleans next year.
Yeah, I think so. Like that, New Orleans, get more income into those cities and into those states. So I think that part is good, but. It just happened to be a snow blizzard the first couple of days, so it blew it a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
but I think overall, everybody was still okay with that. That wasn't that big of a deal. I think it was just some of the events not being as great as you'd hope they would be. That's the thing. So work on the All-Star game.
Definitely.
And work on the dunk contest, NBA. And
the dunk contest used to be crazy, like when Mike and Spud Webb
it used to be the highlight of the whole.
And all of them used to be
the highlight. It's not the highlight anymore. It hasn't been for a while too. So it's not even like it's just this year. It hasn't been for a while.
And do you think is that there's no new dunks basically? Like if you get what I'm saying?
No,
we basically seen
the last. Like weird or different, real different dunks that I seen from like All-Star, like from that thing was when Blakeman was jumping over the cars and shit, you remember?
Yeah,
and that was cool. It was still like, and we still had stars in it.
Gotcha.
So even though, like to me, like even though some of the stars are still doing some of these classic dunks, like the between the leg, boom, boom, the fact that you see them doing it and how tight they can do it,
how easily they swift with the ball.
To me, I'm with it. I'm not necessarily that tripping that they don't come with a brand new amazing dunk that we've never seen before. Can you still do it? I see that there's still creators doing it. These guys that are just dunkers, they do it all the time. They do it, tap the backboard. There's mad new dunks and stuff, ways to do dunks. But I'm not even mad at looking at LeBron attempt to do it between the leg, boom, 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 because it's LeBron James. Like, you've seen him do amazing dunks before. To see him doing just show dunks, to me, would be like great.
It's still a show. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's still a show. So I wouldn't be mad that he maybe didn't win, or as long as it was 3-4 competitively,
something to watch.
It would be worth the battle, the whole thing. But to see like this new one that just happened, I had to give it to the dude who was a G League. He had some clean ass dunks and do it. I was happy that Jaylen Brown attempted to do dunks and to be in the dunk contest, but he just wasn't strong enough. And if we'd had maybe like two more other people, I would have said, you know what? Because all three of them tried it, they may have not been the greatest dunkers. The dunks may have been, had those. It was good because this guy did great dunks. He did new dunks. He was a former champion as well, so I'll give him this spot for winning. But at least it was more competitive. It wasn't even competitive. The kid was just the dunks he did was way better, and they weren't even that great, but they were way better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he just outdunked.
He just outdunked him. So that was a done deal. Other than that, I say everybody's ready and fresh coming back from the break. I mean, I can give you a quick short rundown. We've gotten the papers here. You see how dominant Boston is. You know what I'm saying? 43 wins, 12 losses. It's just, is Boston gonna get it done? You know what I'm saying?
We got to sustain it.
Can they sustain it? They got the rest of the second half. We got 30-something games here left. You know what I'm saying? Second half of the season, I think it is. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see if they can sustain it. As you can look on the Eastern Conference, though, look who's in second, the Cavs. I know that you haven't been following as strong as I have, but everybody in America, knows this Cavs team is decent, but it's nowhere, it's nowhere compared to what's going on with Milwaukee Bucks with having Giannis and having Dame. So that is the reason why it's a big controversy on the East. They just put Doc in as a coach over there with the Bucks, and they're like 3-7, bro. Like Doc still hasn't figured out how to switch it around. And I think, I don't know if it's going to come out. They're going to stay in that top tier. They're going to be 2 or 1. Who knows? I don't know. That's to finish the season off. But they're going to stay in the top tier. They're going to be in the top 3 to 4 percent, seed in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they should be, hopefully.
I'm calling a whitewash this year on the Bucks. I'm thinking next year is their year, personally, as far as they get a year to get this, Dame, get everything.
They need some cohesiveness.
Yeah, they haven't got it. And then I think they maybe even need to find another teammate or two to add in to make this real spark that they're missing. So that's my, mid-season prediction is that the Bucks ain't going to get, I think maybe conference possibly, but conference championships, but I don't think they're going to take it all the way. I do feel even that, funny enough, the Knicks and Philly.
I was about to ask you, how you feel if the Knicks could continue to minimize through the season, how you think they end up?
I think, bro, they just need to get healthy now. That's pretty much it. Like, I seen what I needed to see from them.
Yeah.
That let me know that if they once they you know, and they added like I think 1 or 2 more of the little pieces right at the trade deadline. I can't remember who they added right off head, but they added 1 little piece right at the trade deadline as well, other than the Anunoby that they got at the beginning of the trade opening. Bro, Jalen Brunson ain't playing.
Nah, he coming up.
And all they really need is a consistent what's his name? A consistent Randall. Because they've added these other pieces, now they just need Randall to just be consistent.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think he's picked up is realizing that because of the pieces they've added and because of how secure Jalen Brunson is about doing what he do, Randall has finally realized, okay, I can sustain having a bad scoring game.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can't let it fuck up my defense and my attitude in the team. That's what I've seen from him.
Yep, I gotta sustain my energy for the team.
That's what I've seen from him.
Because he got a leader role, so it's like at the end of the day, sometimes it's not what you do on the court; it's what you're doing off the court.
To me, I've seen in the games that I've seen since they've got the few pieces and all that. That's what I've seen a bit more from Randall, and it's made even the gel and even these standout games we've seen from Jalen happen because Jalen's realized he's had to pick. I gotta pick. I'm going in.
Yeah.
And he drops the points that's needed, 50. You know, he's gonna get it because he don't have he can get a bucket. Randall can get a bucket, but sometimes they can get a defender on him that can make those buckets a little bit harder. And to me, his defense is unwavering. That's what Kobe loved about him. You know, those things that he can't let get one-sided by not scoring the way he needed. In previous teams, I agree. When he started to not score, the Knicks was going to struggle. Yeah, definitely. But now, with the team that they have around, with the pieces that they have, he's got
pieces that can come in and add that value.
And now he can just focus on getting those rebounds, playing that defense when a night's not that good on the scoring. Because he's gonna, as long as he stays that way, he's gonna still give you 10 plus points. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It may not be 20 like he needs to be giving you, 20 something, you know, like it's supposed to be. Yeah. But he's gonna give you that 12, 15, you know, and it's like, okay, but he gave you 10 rebounds. He feels me and got a block shot or 2, and kept the defense honest. And you know what I'm saying? To me, that's where he's needed every game, all day. And
he knows when to catch a foul.
Exactly.
You know, you don't catch it. You don't catch it to put you on the line. You catch it before that. So
exactly. Like, he knows how to even kind of sometimes wake up again from getting on the foul line as on his end. So it's like, I think he's finally realized, you know, a little bit more of that. And maybe it's because he finally has the players around to realize they needed more from him previous, you know. And now with having Jalen and having a few more of the pieces, he's able to do what he can do best and dominate strong in there, and then now be the shining light as well. To me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm riding just even my early predictions. I'm predicting that the Knicks is gonna get to that conference finals. I'm predicting it's gonna be them in Boston there. My thing that's gonna make it weird is the seedings. When the seedings get locked in, is where they fall, and that's why I say the Bucks are a big player in that. Yeah, definitely. With the fact that they're letting the Cavs push up heavy like that. You know, the only reason why the Knicks aren't up, I'm gonna give you the real key, is because the Knicks got Randall was injured for a couple, been injured for a little bit. Brunson's been injured for a little bit. They have one more other player has been injured, all on the bench at the same time. And they've won even through a bit of these games, 4, 5, 6 game stretch during this without these people even as well. But they just haven't won enough. You know what I'm saying? So they fell back a couple of games from them being in second pretty much a little bit before. I think even one of our last episodes, they were in second. I think we even talked. I think so. Maybe. So, you know, I think they're going to, once everybody's healthy, they're going to push back up to there. Other than that, on the East, Indiana's also, I think the moves that they just made gives them a chance to challenge. You know, I think they have a hot hand to make a hot hand. If Halliburton gets healthy the way he needs to for these last few games and gets in and plays at least the last 20 games solid, they have that kind of hot hand where they can get hot and make somebody a little shaky in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to be a play-in team. They're going to be in the play-in playoffs. So that's why I think it's good. The play-in teams, you know, all of these, they're gonna have a hard sense, you know, getting against some of these teams because it's Philly. Like Cleveland's to me the shakiest one. Somebody whoever gets that's the shakiest team, and they're actually not bad.
No, they're not bad. It's just I don't know if they got the
playoff. They got a lot of young squad. Yeah. 7 games, 5 games. I mean, it's all series of 7 game series. I think these, you know, the top tier teams in the East are gonna break them. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna break them. You know what I'm saying? That's just, to me, I think that's just hard. They're not gonna beat that. Now, if we swing over to the West, though, it's the same kind of weird struggle over in the West with the Timberwolves holding number 1 right now.
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying? Everybody's there, the young team, and then second is the Oklahoma City Thunder. These are both 2 young teams, the 2 young, great teams in the NBA. The Timberwolves got Anthony Edwards. The Oklahoma City Thunder got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Gotcha.
Both of these 2 players have skyrocketed up. They're both damn near could be. You could even put them in Shea for sure in the MVP combo. Anthony Edwards is definitely climbing up there. You know what I'm saying? Has been doing enough to be in there. The Clippers is really. Everybody's thinking that the Clippers is going to be a real solid test over there. I'm for sure about it. Like what I've seen from them, they got Harden, they got George.
See a couple games with the Clippers. Their defense is kind of like
they got Harden, George, and Kawhi, and they got it to work. They finally got it to work, and they've been dominant. They're the best on the best winning streak, even though they're third. They were so low, you know, from the first half, and getting everything together. That they've been on a hot streak, so they've kind of skyrocketed up. So I'm figuring they're going to be, to me, I think they're closely, it depends on how hard the Timberwolves stay at this 1 seed. I can't remember who has the hardest schedule coming up. So if it stays in this format where these 2 young teams are dominant in this joint, I think, bro, it's going to be a feast versus famine as far as in these big brolic teams getting into the 7-game series. These teams are going to get shook this first playoff of being like a high seed.
Because it's going to be a fast.
Because you're going to look, bro, in these bottom seeds here, you got Golden State and the Lakers. Now, I'm not saying, I know everybody's, you know, funny about the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? But to be honest, you put the Lakers in a 7-game series against somebody, bro, you're not getting out of that easy. You know what I'm saying? There's some teams that's gonna get out easy, but not every team's getting out of that just easy. You know what I'm saying? Because LeBron can shake and bake on that.
That's still LeBron, and that's still the Lakers. And
to me, the pivot on the West, the teams that are questionable, I won't say questionable, the teams that you should be worried about are sneaky, is the Nuggets, defending champs, you feel me? And the Suns, with Kevin Durant, Booker over there, and Bradley Beal.
That's what I was about to.
That right there.
That's a little component of
that right there.
That could shock you and surprise you. And they got a lot of age over there that know how to, you know, get through the moments of adversity and stuff and shit like that. So
exactly. To me, an easy play for them to just, you know, catch wind towards the playoffs. I think
the Western Conference is more. It got like more. I'll say sauce in it. Like, you know what I mean? It needs to be figured out.
Yeah, like, and the teams are. It's like like to me, I can't guarantee you who's gonna take these. I just know that these young teams, I feel like aren't gonna. This isn't that year for them.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be the year of experience, the year to say, wow, it was like that in there. They did it like that.
Definitely might run into a buzz. So.
Yeah, I think they're gonna run into a buzz. So but I think that the easiest conference that you can kind of see a couple of dominant teams to me is the East. But with the Knicks doing what they did, I thought I knew, and like I said, that's why from what I see, what the Knicks got, I think they're going to be just a big surprise over there in the East.
It definitely going to be a big surprise. It's just like, can y'all maintain that?
Yeah, can they?
You know what I mean? To keep that going.
To me, that Jalen Brunson trade to me was still like, I watched that playoff before he got traded to the Knicks.
If they bring a title to New York,
bro,
New York is going to go.
Bro, if they can get to the finals, New York is going out of control.
Yeah,
the conference finals is definitely going to make them go out of. They're going to go out of control. But if they can get to the finals, bro, because this is what I will tell you, I think Boston is a very good team. They've shown their dominance last year and have shown that they're carrying it over into this year. But I've seen them. They look they beatable.
Mm-hmm.
They are beatable.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
seven
mean, I
game
don't really see
series.
nobody up here that's, you know what I mean, that's like if anybody stepped on the court with them, it's just an automatic blowout.
To me, I don't see that. And to me, the only even team I see in the West that I feel gives me that type of feeling at times is the Nuggets, because they just, any given day, when they want to put their head down, they do win.
Yeah, they start clicking.
They click and they win.
That, yeah.
So I was like, I know once playoffs go, you got to look at them differently. They've won the title already, and they know how to turn it on.
They might be, they might just be maintaining to keep a certain record.
I think that's what they're doing.
They ain't pushing their energy too much.
I think that's what they're doing. Because that's how even their year that they won, they weren't like this number one seed.
Mm-hmm.
So they, everybody was just knew that they was good, and that they had, they were a great team, and that they were going to, make.
That might be their element of surprise to be a creeper.
To me, I think that could definitely be their element of surprise, bro. So I mean, it's still a little break this Thursday. Hopefully this should drop. I'm almost a guarantee we're gonna get it dropped either that Thursday. There'll be some new games coming up, but this is your top tiers for sure right now, and then we got 30 games or so left. So this will be what really happens, for the final joint. And then because of the way they do the play-in,
15
now,
days is crucial.
Yeah, the way they do the play-in is definitely going to be fun. I like how they do the little couple games, to get you in. So it'd be good. Also, too, we're going to come on and and preview at the least, the NCAA tournament, and at least see what you guys, drop on. We may have to bring in a couple more guests that are a little bit more solid in and get us in on that. I've been keeping up on it, but it's not the NCAA isn't as strong, man, as I used to like it when, as far as in
used to be.
Yeah, with the basketball. Football still holds a nice weight, you know what I'm saying? So definitely. Next year we're gonna come around heavy with y'all on that. But basketball, they've been tripping a little bit on it, so we're gonna keep you up on that, man, and let you know, man. Other than that, man, it's been a whirlwind over here in the boxing ranks, bro.
The boxing world,
the boxing world, bro. They've been keeping the talks going. I think you cut that. Yeah, you cut that page there too. But the boxing world's been keeping this joint, keeping the talks and keeping the joints moving, bro. And I've been interested to see what you think. I watched, some good little stuff that came, the kind of the top ranks that they put on, top ranks.
Top ranks.
I love it. This is one starter. I don't know your opinion. Top Rank not doing many pay-per-views. Well, do you like or do you not like this?
Well, they have their own version of a pay-per-view, which is ESPN Plus.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. To me, the ESPN Plus.
But what I do like about it, they don't put the main fights on the ESPN Plus so that everybody could view it. Which I think what they're doing is they're running up they're trying to get into the streaming aspect as much as Bob Arum can understand, being 100 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I think that's what that is. But Bob Arum definitely has a lot of fighters that I enjoy watching fight, especially being a boxing fan or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So we can start right here, Shushu.
That was a good.
I've been watching Shushu for a while now,
yeah.
And they need to put him against better competition.
This is what I was gonna say. That fight was so quick. It was, and he looked good. But I said that I
did like the uncomfortability that dude did apply to him the first round and a half.
Exactly.
And then I seen the adjustment, and once he made the adjustment,
it was done.
I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we about to go down that road. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it was like, pow! I didn't even expect that shot.
This is what I was about to say. I didn't expect that shot, but I could see one coming. I could see the
hook coming, but I thought he was going to finish him with a body shot and then an overhand. I didn't see him just being able to catch him with that quick inside.
Exactly.
Hook.
The way it happened, I definitely didn't expect that.
Yeah.
But I definitely expected something to happen.
But Shushu definitely needs to go in there against better competition because he's ready. You know what I'm saying? He's ready.
Yeah.
And it's going to show him, you know what I'm saying, how much he's ready.
I'm surprised. I think this was, I feel like I've seen him fight before. But maybe, you know what I'm saying, because I've watched a lot of the top rankings because I'm a big ESPN, person. So I got the Plus and I got both. But this was the first time I got to really watch one, and I was like, "Yo!" I said the same thing. I was like, "I think they need to up his, he
definitely needs better competition."
Because I don't know if I'm seeing. I was like, I feel like I'm seeing what I'm seeing, but the competition.
That's the only thing I don't like about Top Rank is that their level of competition peaks kind of fast. If you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
You're gonna fight a lot of people that's considered journeymen, or they're supposed gatekeepers to certain next levels, but they're not really the names that's gonna build up these guys. Like if Shushu catches that knockout on somebody with a name that's in like the top 15,
now we're talking.
We're really talking.
Yeah, now we're talking.
This guy, Oshaki Foster, that dude is a problem. Like he can really, he got dog in him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He really could dig deep. He really could box. He really can.
Those are two good fights. Yeah,
adjust. And he fought damn near that whole fight, with his arm injured because the old boy went to block and he hit him with the elbow.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I believe his hand was hurting before the fight. You know what I mean? But a lot of boxers don't really go into that because
because they don't want to handicap it. Yeah.
To his last fight, he was down on the scorecards, and he went back to the corner for the 12th round. He said what he was going to do. He went out there and he did it. He knocked the boy out. You know what I mean? So it's like he needs, like more kind of publicity to me too. You know what I mean? But I could see how they trying to build him up. But like just to me, Top Rank's level of competition is not as strong as it should be in certain aspects, especially for like some of these guys. Like some of these guys is ready for the, for pay-per-view events and stuff like that. Maybe not main events, but they ready for pay-per-view.
Exactly.
But let me see what else we got. We got
they had a little opening info over there.
I know that we got we can talk about this right here. We got Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia finally signed on for 420.
I was going to say finally signed because I remember we did mention it last, but they finally signed.
Out in Vegas. They
420?
Yeah, they fighting on 420 in Vegas.
Ooh.
I actually be in Vegas that day.
Ooh.
So, that's going to be an interesting fight for me because I personally feel with them having the 3-3 split in the amateurs or whatever. I know amateur boxing is a little bit different. It doesn't translate over into pros, but it does in a way. So I feel like each one of them has each other's calling card. Now my thing is who has developed more skill over the years
to do
who's had the harder rounds.
And I think this is a better match up.
Yeah.
Than what was that, Garcia with what's his name with
Tank?
Yeah, than Tank. Not that I thought Tank had the up on it. I just think this is a better of an even in match, like what each other can do to each other, and the mental actual boxing. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
The Tank and Ryan fight was more strategic than I think people seen, but at the same time, I agree with you. This has to be a technically sound fight on both sides.
Yes.
Ryan has to be defensively sound. He has to be offensively clicking. Devin has to do the same thing. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So to me, this should shape out to end up being a real good fight. And then with all of the background stories, and I don't know if you've seen the first little press conference, they brought them together. It was the whole fight and the shove and the choke and whatever the case may be. So that's that's interesting and that's coming up. So
little stories in the back.
We're excited here to to see what happens and transpires with that fight. So we'll definitely bring y'all an update on that one when it transpires. The next thing we got, I know my man, like I said, Shushu, he won a decision over Nova.
Yeah.
That actually was a good fight too. Nova was trying to apply the pressure. He really went for it or whatever the case may be. He honestly feels like he won the fight. I personally feel like it was a close fight. It was a split decision. Either way that you want to look at it, I won't give my opinion on who I feel won, really, the case may be. I just feel like they had different contrasting styles that made a good fight.
It made a good fight, and I didn't mind the split up. I didn't see it that dominant myself, but I will say it was one card that was a little strange. It was one card that was strange.
It was definitely. But it's always like that right now in boxing for some reason. That's why they're trying to review what's going on with these judges, because it's either the positioning of the judges, they're not getting the total sight of the fight, or they're going in there with favoritism.
Yes, exactly. To me, I think both of those are exactly what you're talking about.
And the problem is too, if you're fighting for the WBC, they have their own rules of what they're judging on. So it might be like aggression, defense, this and this. The IBF might be something else. It might be speed. It's just different things that they kind of are. So that's why you see certain people. When they unify or something, it's like even a big deal. It's like because he done won on all bases of boxing. It's not just for this and this.
This is true. This is true.
So next? Let me see. So shout out to all Shockey Foster for that.
Let's go.
Pardon the language.
Yeah, my bad. That. That's top divisions. That's the divisional one. I think it was up here, but I just printed this out this time right here.
Oh, alright. Yeah, so we go from here. Alright, so next we got
The first one though is the only right here.
Yeah, shoe.
Nah, it was actually they just were talking about it, but it gave that deeper here we go. Yeah, that's actually the start. For some reason it didn't print that first right there.
Oh yeah, because it's Tyson Fury versus Usyk, but they about to fight each other. Alright, so we just cut.
Yeah.
So the next up we got the Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk fight, which was postponed due to Tyson Fury suffering a bad cut in sparring. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
No.
He was in sparring. He got caught with an inside hook. The glove went off of his face, and he got hit with an elbow. Very bad. I think he needed about maybe 16 staples or stitches or whatever they said to close up the eye.
Mm-hmm.
But that builds up, like cartilage damage
yeah.
over there. So they had to push that fight back to May 18th. But it is still due to go, and I believe they are fighting in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, or somewhere like that in that region.
That's crazy.
After that, we got Anthony Joshua on March 8th against Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
Which I personally feel like this fight might go about 8 or 9 rounds. And if Anthony Joshua is not careful, I could see him getting clipped with a shot. Like, really, I mean, I believe Anthony Joshua, I know Anthony Joshua is a better boxer.
That's what I was about to say.
He's a way better boxer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying though is the way that Ngannou fights, he fights with a very delayed hook, which will catch you off pattern as you're coming in. Same way he kind of caught Tyson Fury. So long as Anthony Joshua can survive the big shots, I'll say, I don't see him getting outboxed.
And this thing that's been getting me about this is that Ngannou is getting big fights here.
Yeah, like he came in already at the top tier of the heavyweight division.
Yes.
So anybody that he fights like really under this is not going to, like, I don't know how they're going to build up his fights after this.
Yeah.
Unless he's fighting like a Deontay Wilder and then it's just a knockout factor.
Yeah.
But if he's fighting maybe like a Joseph Parker,
Yeah.
it's the knockout factor. You know what I mean? But as far as like a boxing,
but yeah.
nah, it's like, you're just gonna keep on getting these big names that's at the top of the division fighting him, and it's either he wins and it helps him move up, or it's like, well, look, I knocked out one of the strongest punchers in the world for the boxers. Like, you know what I mean? That's the only thing I see happen. Unless he fully comes into boxing, takes a staple in the division, and then it's like, okay, you got to go through Francis Ngannou to be unified or be undisputed or something like that. But
yeah, that's the thing that was confusing me about the moves that I've been seeing with this Ngannou thing. I'm like, what is Ngannou trying to do here?
I don't know.
Because
Speaking of Joseph Parker, though,
yeah,
interesting fight against Zili Yang.
Yeah.
I personally, and y'all can mark me on this because I don't mind saying when I'm wrong, I think Joseph Parker's going to sleep. I'm personally seeing Zane like up close. I think Joseph Parker bit off too much with this one. I know what he did with Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? I give him his credit with that. He boxed beautifully. He threw bombs. He hit him. He had him rocked. But as far as this dude, this Yang dude, bro, you know how you could look in somebody's eyes and you could just tell, like, when it's me or you, it's got to be me or you. It's not like I'm willing to give in for it to be. No, like he has that demeanor. So that's why I say Joseph. I never seen Joseph Parker up close, so I'm not doubting him. I'm not taking that from him. But just personally, I feel like Joseph Parker might go to sleep. I know my boy Jared Anderson is about to fight.
Yeah, he got one in August there. Oh no, he got one.
It's to be determined.
Yeah.
I think he fights April. I think it's April something. They just kind of announced it, but I don't know who his opponent is.
Yeah.
But Jared Anderson, he's an up and coming prospect, heavyweight. But everybody that's been in there with him will probably say that he probably belongs in the top 7 to 5 heavyweights because that young brother be coming with it. So give him his shouts out too.
Somebody like Cruz is fighting.
Let me see. Bottle Jack, he's been around for a minute. Bottle Jack, cruiserweight's not really. I don't know. Oh yeah, we got that coming up. That's a big one.
That's what I was about to say.
Arthur Benavidez, pardon me, versus Dmitry Bivol. Now, this right here is a war of attrition. That's what I'm going to say from the rip.
Yeah.
Because this guy right here is a machine. Like, I don't know too many guys that could throw over 1,000 punches in a fight and not be breathing heavy, overly sweating. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everybody who's been hit by him has said like they've never felt nothing of that type of power.
Yeah, so he got it. He definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Bivol is the one who beat Canelo.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
So his defensive prowess and his boxing IQ, if he can keep if he can keep Benavidez off, I think he can outbox him for 12 rounds. But if he has a lapse in defense, or if he starts to get on the ropes too much,
it's not gonna.
It might not fare too well. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a fight that I'm interested to see.
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to give too much of a opinion on who gonna win. I think it's gonna be a war. I think that's technically gonna be a war. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah. We're just gonna go with stuff that's announced. Then we got Canelo Alvarez is lining up, I think, to fight Jamal Charlo now after fighting his brother Jamel the last fight. Yeah, this is it. David Benavidez, he hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah.
David Morrell is another person that is on he's on a tear. You know what I'm saying? 10-0, 9 knockouts.
Yeah,
so
like
see what he coming with.
Yeah, he right on
Hani Munguia, I brought him up before.
Yeah.
He just put John Ryder out back in January. I mean, John Ryder is the one that went the 12 rounds with Canelo with a damn near whole broken face.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hani Munguia put him out. Keyshawn Davis, that's who I wanted to talk about. Keyshawn Davis, great performance. Put Jose Pedraza out. Only other person to put Jose Pedraza out is Gervonta Tank Davis.
That's true.
Keyshawn Davis, he went in there massively. First couple rounds, felt him out, got his timing. Then he applied the pressure and seen could he take his power. Once he seen he couldn't take his power, he put it on. So shouts out to you. I don't want to leave you out. It's so much boxing news that I could talk about. Chris Eubank Jr. Nothing's announced yet, so we're gonna keep it moving. Tim Tszyu versus Keith Thurman. That's another one.
I think you talked about that one too, actually. Last time you talked about it getting
because they was talking about it, but it wasn't locked in. That's locked in for March 30th, so that's not too far away. I personally feel like Keith Thurman gets stopped in the 7th round with a body shot. He's not known for being able to take body shots. Tim Tszyu is a very hard puncher. You see what I'm saying? So I don't see him being able to keep Tim Tszyu off of him long enough to not be able to start touching him to the body.
Yeah, to get that body.
And I think he breaks him down and gets rid of him. Sebastian Fandora, the Tower Inferno. That's the dude that, remember we watched the fight of him before. He's real tall, slender.
Yeah.
He actually got he actually lost his last fight. He got knocked out in the 7th round by Brian Mendoza.
Yeah.
But he's back March 30th too, probably on the same card as the last fight I was just speaking about.
Yeah, that one that we were talking about.
So I'm interested to see how he comes back off of a loss. I know his sister just won a title because they both box. His sister just won a title in a very hard fight. So shouts out to her. Virgil Ortiz, he just scored a knockout.
Yeah, that was recently.
Yeah. We got Terrence Crawford still chasing Canelo, but I'm thinking he might get the winner of Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman at 154 after they go. Ron Boots Ennis, does he have a fight?
I didn't see one.
Oh, matter of fact, I got some behind the scenes info on that. I believe he's about to fight Crawley in, I want to say April maybe. And if they don't make that happen first, they're going to try to put him against Barrios to save Crawley from Jerron Ennis. So they're playing switcheroo games. If you notice right here,
they all right around
they 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the rankings. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to protect this guy. You know what I mean? If you notice what that is, then you know why they're trying to protect him. So it's like, you know, they want him to move up from these two. You know what I mean?
As fast as they can without having to take either.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the gist of that one.
Definitely, Barrios is definitely solid. You know what I'm saying? And I seen Ennis too. We put me on to both of them actually, more than I actually caught them before.
Then we got a Jersey prospect. I think he's about 4 or 5 years pro now, maybe, or whatever. Raymond Ford out of Camden, New Jersey. Very good fighter, sound. He trains with I believe Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is back from retirement. That short retirement.
Yeah, short retirement. That's true.
It's rumors that he might fight this new kid that's coming up that's under De La Hoya, Floyd Schofield. Floyd Schofield to me is a problem. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, you know, him and Shakur. I don't know how him and Shakur match up. I gotta really sit and look at it. But him just as a boxer, you know, training footage, him in the ring, you know, he's already suffered some adversity. He got headbutt real bad, got split. You know, he, you know, went into animal mode, finished dude off or whatever the case may be. He didn't panic or nothing like that. So, and I've heard stories about him in the gym and doing, you know, really handling his business and standing on business or whatever the case may be. So I'm real interested in that fight, but I think Shakur told him if he beats somebody else, so they probably won't line up to fight maybe till like the end of the year. So I'm interested to see who Shakur comes back, being he's out of retirement. And the last thing I'll talk about is back to Keyshawn Davis knocking out Teofimo Lopez's father.
Oh.
You heard me right. I said his father. After beating Teofimo Lopez in sparring. Supposedly is the news in the boxing streets.
Yeah.
So supposedly what happened, there was animosity after the sparring. There was names called. Keyshawn Davis happened to get to his father and he knocked him out.
Oh.
As some people are calling it, separated him from consciousness. So right now you have Keyshawn Davis who has called out Teofimo Lopez at an event. I mean, walked up in his face, nose to nose. Teofimo tried to walk around, have the New York police escort him around, saying, "Oh, Teo has to go."
Oh.
So everybody in the boxing world is in an uproar because it's now been put out by Shakur Stevenson, who tweeted it because nobody else knew about it.
Yeah.
So it's now out that he knocked his father out, and he's now persistently calling you out, and you keep finding ways around him.
Yeah.
So everybody want to know, where is Teofimo's heart?
Yeah.
So I got a question, Mr. Lopez, if you happen to see this or somebody you know see this and send it to you. How do you continue on in the sport of boxing with another man that you can make millions with that put his hands on your father and not take the fight? You as a man have to take that fight. And I'm going to leave it at that. So that's the end of boxing news.
Yeah, I'm telling you, hey, it's gonna be a tight one. We're gonna come back. We got definitely a couple of things coming up before the draft and all of that. So we're gonna try to get a couple more episodes in, but we're gonna figure out to keep some more weekly and daily content and coming in for you guys. So definitely look out for that. Easy access on the IG for any questions and anything. Let us know, man.
Definitely.
It's the Heat Zone, man.
Just make sure y'all stay in tune.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Stay blessed. Keep your heads up.
For real.